Hi guys, and welcome to another video. In this video we're going to learn about how to deal with fainting. So let's start. Okay, so let's start with what is fainting or passing out. Basically, fainting or passing out is when someone suddenly loses their consciousness, and this usually happens because of a sudden decrease in blood pressure. Basically what is happening is that our brain, it needs a constant supply of blood and oxygen to function. And when there's a sudden decrease in blood pressure, then our body basically tries to balance itself out. And I'll give you this example with this little marker right here. When we're standing, our head is obviously on top. And when there's a sudden decrease of blood pressure, it's going to be hard for the blood to flow all the way to our head. So the body balances itself out to make sure that the brain will continue to receive blood and will continue to receive oxygen. And that is usually why people pass out. That's why a lot of people usually recommend that if you are feeling like you're about to pass out, you should immediately lay down on the floor. Not only it will make sure that you will get more blood to your brain, and in that way you can make sure that you will not pass out in the first place, but on top of that, doing so will make sure that you will not fall to the ground, and that way you will not receive any damage. Now, some of the causes of the blood pressure to suddenly drop like this can be from anxiety, from stress and fear. It can also happen from pain, from dehydration, from hunger. And I also heard that in some situations, if you're standing a lot in place, and especially in hot climates, then that too can make it hard for the blood to reach, to go all the way up to the brain. In those situations, you might faint as well. Okay, now for the treatment. The treatment is fairly simple. First, we want to make sure that he is actually passed out, that this is not something more serious. And so we will start with what we already learned in CPR. We will take care of safety, and we will check if he is breathing or not. If he's not breathing and if he has no pulse, it's probably a sudden cardiac arrest. So that is more serious, and we treat this completely differently. If we did find out that he is breathing, he has a pulse, and everything is fine, then he is passed out. And in situations like this, all we need to do is actually to just bring his legs up to make sure that the blood will flow to his brain even faster. Now keep in mind, and this is important, in some situations, when a person loses his consciousness, he might lose all of his reflexes. And I want to explain this really quickly. Reflexes are the defense mechanism of our body. You know how when you touch something really, really hot by mistake, how you immediately take your hand away from it, and only then you realize that you actually touched something hot? Well, this is basically a reflex. Reflexes happen without us thinking. You don't need to decide, oh, I'm touching something hot, I should remove my hand. Instead, you touch it, then you immediately take your hand away, and after that, you realized what happened. Now, why this is important? Well, reflexes make sure that they keep our body safe. And where we're unconscious, we lose the three most important reflexes that we have. We can't swallow when we're unconscious. We can't cough, and we lose our muscle tension completely. Those three things are very important because that means that an unconscious person has risk of choking. He has risk of blocking his airway. Now, personally, from my experience, this usually doesn't happen from things like fainting from being anxious or fainting from exhaustion. It usually happens from more serious things like hitting your head or being dehydrated. However, and keep this in mind, this is important, we don't care if this usually happens or this doesn't usually happens. We should always treat it as if it's the worst situation. And so I really recommend making sure that our patient's airway is open if he is unconscious. We should always worry that an unconscious person airway will be blocked. And so I personally recommend that if we if we happen to treat an unconscious patient, that we will not just raise his legs up, but we will raise his legs, put a backpack under his legs or a chair or something we can find. And then we will make sure that his airway is open and that he is breathing, and we will monitor his situation. That's all we need to do. After a few minutes, he should wake up again. And that's basically how we treat an unconscious person. Now keep in mind, if he just fainted and now he woke up, he should take it easy. He shouldn't stand up too quickly. He should take his time. He should drink water to make sure his blood pressure goes up back again. If this continues to happen again and again and he faints regularly, then it might make us suspect for a more serious issue. And in those cases, I recommend going to the hospital and getting checked. Okay, that is it for this video. This is how we treat an unconscious person. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.